I'm the Executive Director of Diversity Focus, and I'm glad to be your MC for today. We will be here for a few hours. Oh yeah. We will be here for a few hours. This is your march. 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 And I am glad to be here. A couple of things that I do want you to know. We are here. We are here out of love. We are here out of love. And because we are here out of love, we want to treat everyone here with respect and love. There are people here who have red armbands on. If you have an armband, raise your hand. If you have challenges, they are here to help. They are not here to be the police. The police are here, but they are here to help, to make sure that if you need something, that we do the best job we can to get you what you need. Do not, please remember, this is a time for us of peace and reflection. Please do not physically engage with anyone, whether they are here and they agree with you or they agree with me. We're here out of love. We also have a few attorneys here who are also here out of love, to ensure that if there's something that is needed, if there are some challenges that we get into, that they will be here for us. It's Pat Ingram and John Wishton. And after the event is over, for those who are still engaged, we will be finished here by 8:30. But we will continue the discussion for those who choose to continue it with us at Ellen J's Barbecue House on 320 East Burlington Street, just down the street. But we're here out of love, though there was a tragedy that happened. We remain still here out of love. Start by bringing up a young sister that will talk and read about the situation specifically as it relates to Trayvon. Vanessa, if you would come and join.
Keep that on, I'm gonna hold you.
Give a round of applause.
I'm 17 years old and I'm a junior at West High. And I'm just going to read to you guys what happened the night that Trayvon Martin was killed. 1 month ago today, on February 26, 2012, Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black youth, was walking home from the store after buying a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea. He was wearing a hoodie like the one I have on today. George Zimmerman, a self-appointed neighborhood watch leader, saw Trayvon and called 911 at 7:15 p.m. to report a suspicious person in the neighborhood. This guy looks like he's up to no good, on drugs or something. These people always get away. The 911 dispatcher asked Zimmerman if he was following Trayvon. When Zimmerman answered yes, the dispatcher said, "We don't need you to do that." He did anyway. Trayvon Martin, whose English teacher described him as an A and B student majoring in truthfulness, was walking home in the rain talking to a 16-year-old girl on his cell phone. His friend told the comedian that Trayvon was scared that a man was watching him. While still in the call with 911, Zimmerman got out of his SUV with his handgun and ran after Trayvon. Trayvon's friend said she heard him say to the man, "What are you following me for?" The man, Zimmerman reportedly said, "What are you doing around here?" The girl said that she believed somebody then pushed Trayvon because she heard his earpiece fall, and then the line went dead. Neighbors reported that the two struggled and Trayvon was shot once in the chest. When police arrived on the scene, he was dead. It is 1 month later and still no charges have been filed because Zimmerman claimed that he shot Trayvon in self-defense. A law in Florida called Stand Your Ground grants people immunity if they kill someone inside or outside their home and simply claim that they killed in self-defense because they reasonably believe that such force was necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. Immunity means that the person can't be charged and can't even be detained. This law is currently being proposed in the Iowa legislature. Zimmerman said he needed defending even though Trayvon was just walking home from the store and Zimmerman was following him in an SUV. Zimmerman said he needed defending even though 911 told him to stop trailing Trayvon and he didn't listen. Zimmerman said he needed defending even though he had a gun and Trayvon was unarmed. And yet, he said these two words, self-defense, and the Stafford Police Department took his word for it. But marches like this one are being held all around the country to demand justice in Trayvon's murder. The United States Justice Department has stepped in. A grand jury has been involved. The Stafford Police Chief is on temporary from his position. All across the nation, people already are coming together in the groundswell to demand justice for Trayvon Martin and to call for an end to racial profiling. And as of today, Zimmerman is still free and still has his thumb from it, and Trayvon is still dead for walking home from the store with a bag of Skittles, wearing a hoodie, and walking while black. Trayvon could have been my brother. He could have been one of my friends. He could have been me. Rest in peace, Trayvon. Your name, your too short life, and your murder will never be forgotten.
He could have been our brother. He could have been our son. And though we're here because we want to demand justice, I'd like for us to take a moment, as a moment of silence, to pray for his family and to pray for his friends as they go through this difficult time. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. It is my hope that those fire engines are going to make sure that others are safe. But I appreciate again everyone being here. We're going to take a few minutes to let a few people come up and speak. We will start with Henry Harper from Fast Track.
Hello, thanks for everybody coming out tonight. Well, I'm gonna make this short, but I'm gonna make this sweet. Something needs to be said. I work with kids like Trayvon every day. These kids are in our families, at our home, in our community, in our neighborhoods, and in our school. They are asking the adults they respect to stand up for justice. Most of us are here tonight in a rage about the senseless killing. Why do we need to have someone killed to demand justice? We must ourselves, while weren't we rallying yesterday after all the lives are continually affected and lost by racism and injustice? We need to awaken ourselves and our neighbors from sleepwalking. They can't make Trayvon out to be a drug dealer or a gangbanger. This was an innocent kid who was minding his own business and happened to be black. This is not the first or won't be the last that this will happen. That's because people only believe what they can see. And just because someone like the white majority can't see the injustice, it doesn't mean it's not there. The U.S. government is now passing laws to enable us to be hunted down in the streets. There is injustice every day. Until the sleepwalking stops and we start paying attention, this will continue. Trayvon was shot and killed while walking black. Well, some of you, like Trayvon and myself, live black. I feel racial profiling every day of my life, from shopping in the grocery stores, to driving my car, to taking my kids to school, here in Iowa City. This is an inevitable part of life for some of us. We are asking for them to be charged. But then what? If you really want justice for Trayvon and others like him, this is not the end. It only starts here. Take a look at your own biases in your life, your family, your friends, at work, and your school. When you see it, speak out. Keep your mind open and speak up with others, not like you are, like those are unfairly being treated. I end with a question. How many more need to die before we as a country demand that enough is enough? Our kids deserve better. Our community deserves better. Our state deserves better. Our country deserves better. Let Trayvon be the last. If you really want justice, for Trayvon, let it be known when you see justice in your lives. Thanks.
All right, raise your Skittles. Got your Skittles? That's right, raise those Skittles. That's right. Next on our program is Royce-Ann Porter. Give Royce-Ann a round of applause. All right.
She right behind you.
Here she comes. Here she comes. Give a round of applause.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Today is March 26, 2012. I'd like to let everybody know that on March 26, 2011, I am a living Trayvon Martin. In Iowa City, Iowa, I survived a bullet here in our own city. I decided to give my daughter a birthday party for a 17-year-old. That's all was planned. She invited friends. The friends came. A fight broke out. I called 911 for help. I got knocked down to the ground trying to break up probably 6 to 8 boys fighting. I did what I could as a mother, as a parent in this community. If anybody know me, anybody knows Royce-Ann Porter, you know that I am for every right and every kid in this community. Every black person in this community. I will stand here, I will fight for what's right. When I see baggy pants, I tell the kids, pull your pants up. If I hear the kids cussing, I say, watch your mouth. So I know that everything that I do in this town, I do it because it's right. I don't do no wrong. I have never done wrong. But on the other side, the Iowa City Police Department charged me. There was a warrant for my arrest. My job, I lost my job as a community liaison for juvenile courts. But that still didn't stop me. Why? Because God has a purpose for me. I will fight for these kids. I will fight for what's right. I would like to quote, even though I was charged and they put a warrant out for my arrest on a simple misdemeanor, which was a $100 fine, I went to court. And what happened in court? Y'all see me in the paper every other week, same old, they won't let it go. What happened in court? Royce-Ann Porter was acquitted. You didn't see that in the newspapers. You saw Royce-Ann Porter found guilty. No, Royce-Ann Porter was found acquitted, meaning I didn't even have to get up and testify. I didn't even have to have witness testify because what? The judge had heard enough, and that was well enough for me. So I would like to give you a few quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Discrimination is a hellhound that gnaws at Negroes in every walking moment of their lives to remind them that the life of their inferiority is accepted as truth in the society dominating them. On some positions, cowardice, and yes, cowardice, asks the question, is it expedient? And then expedience comes along and asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? Conscience asks the question, is it right? There comes a time when one must take the position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but must do it because conscience tells him it is right. A shining light will always penetrate the darkness. And though we may not see the impact we have on others, one day we will stand with our Heavenly Father and rejoice as He reveals how we were used for His glorious purpose. One day we will watch our life unfold and clearly see the use of every helping hand, every encouraging word, and even every smile we shared in the midst of our trials. The shining light of our life has great meaning and purpose. True meaning and purpose, which we will joyfully witness when we are allowed to look back from eternity. Here I am. I'm still standing. Here I am after all I've been through. I've survived every toil and every snare. I'm alive, I'm here. There were times when I almost gave up and I cried, Lord, it's too much. He was there all the time by His grace. He is keeping me alive. By His grace and mercy, I'm still standing. I'm standing in the presence of the Almighty, and I'm standing here today with one thing to say. Lord, I thank you.
The name of my speech is called Behind This Shirt and Tie. Moving to Iowa City from Chicago, Illinois was one of the hardest transitions I had to make in my life. Every morning I would ask the question, why am I here in Iowa? So I began to pray and ask God to show me my purpose here because I didn't feel I belonged here. I learned about racism and discrimination in elementary and high school, but I never recall facing those issues until I moved here to Iowa City. I began to build relationships with lots of different people here in the community, but I always had a void because I didn't feel anyone here could relate to who I was as a young black man, just trying to be as successful as I can. My faith in God is what kept my sanity because daily I struggled. There was numerous times where I wanted to just pack my bags and go back home, but I kept pressing on because I knew that one day I would realize why God had placed me here. My first job out of college, I truly enjoyed it, but I knew that's not why I was still here in Iowa City. I continued searching for a position where I could change, or where I can help change lives of people I could relate to. And when I say relate to, I'm not just talking about people of color. I am talking about all of those who have came here looking to better themselves. People who have come here to find some type of joy, some type of peace, some type of hope. People who have come here to find better jobs, a better education system for their children, or even just better neighborhoods where there are not many crime rates. Or the thing we know is racial discrimination. When I was blessed with the position I now have as the community liaison for Johnson County, I realized why I was still here in Iowa City. Daily, I encounter so many people who face racism and discrimination as I did when I first got here. Daily, I encounter people who are driven out of this community because of either the color of their skin or their financial state. So as I learned to survive here, you have to find a way to fit in. But for many of us, there's no fitting in because of our physical appearance. So that takes me to the death of Trayvon Martin. To lose a young man to gun violence because of the color of his skin and the perception that one had of him is heartbreaking. As we look in the crowd, there are so many Trayvon Martins here. I apologize. We as a community have to come together to find a way to stop the killings of our youth, to stop racial profiling, and to find a way to make people feel accepted no matter what their skin color is or their financial state is. Racism nor discrimination have no place here. We can no longer turn our heads to these issues we blatantly see in our faces. I have learned as a young black man, physical appearance will easily make or break you. So I no longer wear urban clothing. because it's looked down upon in this society. So I consistently wear this shirt and tie, even when I don't have to. But today, I will no longer hide who I am behind this shirt and tie. So as I put on this hoodie in remembrance of my brother Trayvon Martin, I ask that you will make the same pledge that I made when I went to Birmingham, Alabama. I believe that every person has worth as an individual. I believe that every person is entitled to dignity and respect regardless of race or color. I believe that every thought and every act of racial prejudice is harmful. If it is my thought or my act, then it is harmful to me as well as others. Therefore, from this day forward, I will strive daily to eliminate racial prejudice from my thoughts and actions. I will discourage racial prejudice by others at every opportunity. I will treat all people with dignity and respect, and I will strive daily to honor this pledge, knowing that this world will be a better place because of my effort. Rest in peace, little brother. I am Trayvon Martin. Thank you.
That's right. You got your PhD, you wear your hoodie. You got your MBA, you wear your hoodie. You got your bachelor's, you wear your hoodie. If you got yours, you wear your hoodie. Next, we'll have Anthony Ferguson.
All right.
Good afternoon, my beautiful black brothers and sisters. I said, good afternoon, my beautiful black brothers and sisters. I too am America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. Unfortunately, like so many other black men, Trayvon Martin will never get the chance to see tomorrow. But the death of this young man speaks volumes to where we are as a black community and a country. Our government and the people in power have been repeating the same message to us over and over for years. That message is simple. The United States of America does not value, nor have they ever cared about the life of a black man. Trayvon Martin's death is just 1 in a million. Trayvon's name will be added in with names like Emmett Till, Amadou Diallo, Troy Davis, and the list goes on. Tonight we stand here gathered as one people, not just for Trayvon Martin, but for all of the nameless and faceless people that were brutally murdered in this country. As I look out at this crowd of people, I have to wonder, is this enough? Is being here enough to get justice for all people of color? Trayvon Martin lost his life for being black, and I'm sorry to say it, but there's a ton of innocent black boys out there just like him. What do we tell our sons and daughters about our justice system? What do we tell our sons and daughters about the police who have yet to arrest the man who so heinously stole Trayvon Martin's life? And lastly, what do we tell them about being a black person in America? It was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And tonight I stand before you demanding justice for Trayvon Martin and for every other person of color. Tonight I stand before you demanding that the black community put aside its personal issues to unite and ensure that our people are not treated as second-class citizens. Tonight I stand before you demanding that you understand that what happened to Trayvon Martin could easily happen to any black person in this country unless we do something and continue to do something after this march. Trayvon Martin was 17 years old. He was black, and he just so happened to be wearing a hoodie and armed with a bag of Skittles and iced tea. If that's enough to take someone's life in this country and remain free, something has to change. My prayers go out to Trayvon Martin and his loved ones. May God have the ultimate judgment. I am Trayvon Martin.
Are you still standing? Are you still standing? Are you still standing? All right, keep on standing. You are the light. You are the light.